Good morning, boys. So, in the previous class, we were discussing about the natural vegetation, and we had discussed those 2 points. Now, let us continue with the remaining ones. The third one is the tropical dry forest. Now, if you look at here, now tropical, I have already told you those areas which comes under the tropical zone. Otherwise, you can call it from Tropic of Cancer till Tropic of Capricorn. Now these areas, it comes under the tropical zone. Now these tropical dry forests are found in these areas covering from Tropic of Cancer till Tropic of Capricorn. It means 23.5 degree north to 23.5 degree south of the world. Now, first one of tropical dry forest is that in these dry forests, the rainfall does not exceed beyond 100 centimeter. Clear? And the minimum rainfall is 50 centimeter. So this signifies that these areas, they receive very less amount of rainfall. So as these areas receive less rainfall, the trees are deciduous in nature. The trees are deciduous in nature. And because of that, it has been mentioned out here, they shed their leaves once in a year before the arrival of the monsoon, before the arrival of the summer season. Next is, as they do not receive high rainfall, the normal height of the trees is around 6 to 9 meters. Next, point number 4 is that roots are long and bark of the trees is very, very thick. The reason is that roots are long because during the summer season, whenever there is a scarcity of water, the roots of these trees, they travel a certain distance to find water, especially for the plants. And the bark means the outer covering of the tree. The bark of the tree is very thick in nature to avoid evapotranspiration. Now, evapotranspiration means evaporation of the water from the plants or from the trees. Next point. Next is arid forest. Now, whenever you hear about this word arid means a desert. Clear? Now these in the desert areas, the rainfalls are very, very less. Even if the rainfall takes place, before the raindrop touches the surface, the water evaporates because of the excess temperature. So in those areas, the arid forests are extensively found. For example, in India, let us take Gujarat and Rajasthan. Now in these areas, they receive very less rainfall, and because of that, arid forests are found abundantly. First point, they receive rainfall less than 50 centimeter. Clear? It means they receive a very scanty rainfall. As they receive very little rainfall, the plants they have to adapt themselves to the particular environment or to the particular climatic condition. So because of that, they have adopted, instead of leaves, they have thorny bushes and shrubs. Clear? We don't find the trees up to the height of 5 meters. Out there you will find maximum height of 2 meters to 3 meters. That means the height of the tree does not extend beyond 3 meters, and that is due to scarcity of water. And because of scarcity of water, the soil becomes sandy in nature. Next point, the leaves are very, very small. The leaves are very, very small because if the leaf becomes bigger in nature, there is more evapotranspiration. It means more evaporation from the plants. So because of that, they have adapted themselves into small leaves with plenty of thorns to avoid loss of water. Next, tidal forest. Tidal forest is also called as mangrove forest. Now if you look at here, now tidal forest, now tidal means what? Tide. Clear? Now tide is specially found along the coastal areas of any country. Now, this tidal forest are especially found at the mouth of the river. Now, mouth of the river means where the river meets the sea or the ocean. Now, in India, we have a place called as Sundarban. Clear? Within our state itself, there is a place called Sundarban, and in that Sundarban, we can find tidal forest, which is also been referred as a mangrove forest. Now, the mangrove forest or the tidal forest have earned its name because of one particular species of tree that is called as Sundari trees. Now, because why it has been said Sundarban? Now, you have heard about Sundarban, that is the mangrove forest of West Bengal. Now, they have earned its name because of a widely found species called as a Sundari tree, and therefore it has been referred as a Sundarban or the tidal forest in West Bengal. Now, if you look at these tidal forests, these forests are found in those areas where it has been heavily flooded. Yeah, it has been heavily flooded either due to high tide or because of the heavy rainfall. And because of that, especially at the mouth of the river, we find mangrove forest. And not only that, you will find mangrove forest wherever there is a huge deposition of silt. Because if you look at here, when the river Ganga or the river Ganges enters West Bengal, it empties itself in Bay of Bengal. Clear? Resulting in the formation of deltas. And whereas another river from Bangladesh, it again enters Bay of Bengal, and these two rivers bring huge amount of sediments, and these sediments becomes beneficial for the growth of tidal forest. Next, Himalayan forest. Himalayan forest has been categorized into three divisions. The first division is 1500 meters to 1750 meters. It means that, let us say that 1500 meters, take example of Kalimpong. We are under 1200 meters to 1500 meters. So here, a Kalimpong can be categorized as a 6A, that is the areas where Himalayan forests are found. And in this forest, one of the best example is the sal. Okay, sal is a typical tree found in this particular altitude. Then next point is 2000 meters to 3000 meters. Now, the higher the elevation, the height of the tree keeps on decreasing, because the higher the elevation means less temperature, less rainfall. Yeah, and even the soil doesn't have sufficient fertilizer so that it can nourish the plants to grow to a particular height. And one of the best example is the spruce. Next, above 3000 meters. Above 3000 meters means those places where there is a continuous snowfall. Where there is a continuous snowfall takes place, resulting the trees to be shorter in height. Clear? Because as we go higher, there is less rainfall. They get the precipitation in the form of snowfall, but they do not receive the precipitation in the form of rainfall, resulting the heights of the tree to become shorter and shorter as we go from the lower elevation towards the higher elevation. Next, the last one is that vegetation of peninsular hills. Now, peninsular hills means the Deccan Plateau. Just remember this. Peninsular hill means the Deccan Plateau, or you can call it as a peninsular plateau. Now, in those peninsular plateau, I have discussed in the climate chapter that the central portion of the peninsular hill doesn't receive rainfall because it falls under the rain shadow area of the Arabian Sea branch as well as the Bay of Bengal southwest monsoon branch. So because of that, these areas, they do not receive heavy rainfall, resulting the heights of the tree grows only up to 5 meters. That means 5 meters is the maximum height of the trees found in these areas, and eucalyptus is a one type of particular species which is grown specially for the commercial purpose. And the next is these vegetation of peninsular hills are found in the Nilgiri hills. And whatever points we have discussed today, memorize it. It will be very much beneficial for you when you sit for the ISC next year. Okay, thank you boys.